ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ರೋಲ್ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ಬೇಗ.
Nitrogen role.
Huh?
Sir, nitrogen helps in
Nah?
nitrogen helps in synthesis of proteins.
Hmm.
Nitrogen helps in synthesis of proteins,
Hmm.
and nitrogen encourages vegetative growth
Hmm.
and synthesis of non-protein nitrogenous compounds.
Hmm.
Example, nicotine, sir.
Hmm.
Synthesis of chlorophyll molecules.
Very good then.
Sir, and dark green color to leaves.
Very good then. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. It helps in synthesis of nucleic acids like RNA, DNA.
Yes, sir.
It helps in synthesis of proteins, amino acids.
Yes, sir.
Then deficiency.
Deficiency, yellowing of leaf.
Wait, I will going to ask someone. AMB 0001. Ashik Kanal. AMB 0001. Speak out, man. It's time up. Abhignavi, AMB 0002.
Yeah.
Tell me the deficiency symptom of nitrogen.
Yellowing of leaves in first appears in older leaves.
Very good.
In severe deficiency, it leads to younger leaves.
Very good.
And complete chlorosis leads to premature falling of leaves.
Very good.
Process, death of tissues.
Then finally, stunted growth.
Standard growth of plant.
Okay, fine. Dheeraj 0052. Dheeraj R.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the deficiencies role of phosphorus.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Mention the role of phosphorus. Role of phosphorus in plants. Quickly, man. Time up. Are you able to answer or what?
Yes, sir. Sir, phosphorus helps in energy storage and transfer.
Okay.
Then it acts as a energy currency of plants.
Very good.
And it consists of it is a constituent of nucleic acids, phospholipids, phytin, etc. And it helps in early development of root.
Very good.
And growth of the seedlings.
Very good.
Then and it is present in large quantities in seeds, fruits, and it's essential for seed formation.
Very good.
And it also improves the quality of fruits, vegetables,
Very
and
good.
it increases the grain to straw ratio.
Very good. And also it also imparts strength to the stem, which leads to resistance for lodging. Fine. Then boom 0057 KC Divya.
Yes, sir.
Madam, mention the deficiency symptom of phosphorus.
Sir, in case if there is phosphorus deficiency in plants, it leads to stunted growth and it also delays in plant development, sir. And there'll be a bluish green leaves and the conditions of continued deficiency in older leaves, sir. It becomes bronze and at last it becomes reddish purple tips will be appeared, sir, at the leaf margins. And generally phosphorus deficiency in case of phosphorus deficiency, thin and erect and spindly with the sparse and restricted foliage can be seen, sir. And also phosphorus deficiency leads to suppression in lateral bud production, sir.
That is branches will going to be decreases. And also that will going to reduces the root growth and development. Once root growth and development decreases, the uptake of water and nutrients decreases. As a result, overall plant stature will going to be reduces. Then in this class, we will continue with another important macronutrient, that is role of potassium in plants. I have already told potassium is considered as one of the quality nutrient element for the crop plants. Because, and why it is considered to be a quality nutrient element? Because it will going to helps in synthesis of sugars and also the translocation of sugars in the crop plants, especially sugar rich crops like sugarcane and also the beetroot, right? Those two crops, the potassium application should be more. We need to go for more amount of application of potassium. And also for sugar crops like sugarcane and beetroot, we will go for split application of potassium. Kindly remember what I told in the beginning of the class. Phosphorus and potassium should always be applied as a basal fertilizer or basal dose. But since this nutrient element is involved in synthesis of sugar, and also it helps in translocation of sugar in the plant system, and potassium requirement is more crop growth and development for the sugarcane crop and also for the beetroot crop. Hence, we will also go for a recommendation of split application of potassium to the crop plants like sugarcane and beetroot. And then one more important characteristic feature is it will going to give or it will going to develop a resistance for various pests and diseases in the crop plants. This is very much important. Because of these two reasons, the potassium is considered as a quality nutrient element in crop plants. It is involved in starch synthesis, nitrogen metabolism, and respiration. And also, this potassium plays an important role in opening and closing of stomata. When there will be opening of stomata, when there is no depth for water when there is no depth for moisture in the soil, the plants will going to be open the stomata for transpiration. When the available moisture content in the soil decreases, then the plant will going to be close the stomata in order to conserve the available moisture within the plant system, and also it helps in reducing the transpiration losses for the plants. Any problem whether it's audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Yes. And potassium helps in regulation of opening and closing of stomata, and this is also one of the ends. It also plays an important role in water relations. It involved in starch synthesis, nitrogen metabolism, respiration. Essential for translocation of photosynthetes like carbohydrates, proteins, and oils. Essential for photosynthesis, involved in water relation and charge balance and osmotic pressure regulations. This one word you have to be remember very well. The potassium is involved in osmotic pressure regulations, and also it is responsible for potassium pools, stomatal regulation, and turgor maintenance. And I already told potassium is considered as a quality nutrient element. That is, it will going to increases the fruit quality. Specifically, it will going to gives a very good attractive color to the fruit, size, peel thickness, everything, and then it will going to gives a resistance to the various pests and diseases. Suppose to say an example, in case of rice, if you go for application of more amount of potassium, one of the deadly disease called a blast disease in case of rice, that blast disease instance will going to be decreases. And also, okay, I will tell later when I come to the beneficial element, that is silicon. Potassium, if you go for application of more amount of potassium in case of rice crop, the blast disease incidence will going to be decreases in the rice crop. And also, if you go for application of more amount of potassium in case of sugarcane and beetroot, there will be more synthesis of starch, that is sucrose. And there will be more amount of sucrose will be present. And once more amount of sucrose is synthesized in the sugarcane, then there will be more recovery, sugar recovery will going to be obtained in the sugarcane factories, and the farmer can able to get a more amount. This is all the important role of potassium. Have you observed? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Then if you see here, since it is a macronutrient and also since it is a mobile nutrient element, deficiency symptom is always observed in the older leaves. You can clearly observe the deficiency symptom in the older leaves of the cropland, whether it may be a cereal crop, either it may be a commercial crop, either it may be a pulse crop, like that. This is a maize crop and this is a beans. So you can observe one typical symptom you can able to identify the deficiency of potassium is, first, the burning symptom is going to be observed on the leaf tip of the older leaves, and then it will start along the leaf margins. The burning symptom will never be observed on the center of the leaves. No, the burning symptom and also the leaf drying symptom will going to be observed starting from the tip and also all along the leaf edges. See, suppose here, if you look at this leaf, or else you observe this figure, there will not be any burning symptom or drying symptom on the center of the leaves. It will start from the tip and then it will proceed all along the leaf margins. This is a typical characteristics of the deficiency symptom of the potassium. No other nutrient element can able to show this kind of deficiency symptom. Only potassium is the only nutrient element. When it is deficient in the plant system, it will show the deficiency. That is, first drying of the leaf tip, and then this drying will be proceed towards the base of the leaf all along the margin, not with the center of the leaves. It is a mobile nutrient element, and hence the deficiency symptom appear to be on older leaves. Then the chlorosis and necrosis of leaf edges, that is called as hedge, all the both the side of the leaves, the chlorosis and necrosis. First, the yellow color pigment will go into take place, and immediately the yellow pigment will be converted into brown color, and then it will start drying. Then straw become weak and lodging occurs. And straw, see, this symptom can going to be coincide with phosphorus also. the stem will become very weak, and also it results in the lodging. The same function can also be, the same symptom can also be observed with respect to the potassium. Then it leads to lower yield, then poor quality of produce. Poor quality of produce, quality of produce with respect to color of the fruit, with respect to the taste of the fruit, with respect to the sugar content of the sugar cane or any other fruit, or sucrose content in the any of the fruit, like that. The taste, color, texture, odor, shape, everything will going to be alter or reduces in case of all the crop plants. This is the deficiency. The main suppose if you go for if you see the banana plant, it is very easy to identify the deficiency of the deficiency symptom of the potassium. If you see the banana plant, you will just simply resemble that, oh, all the leaves is drying, something, there may be a problem of diseases like that. No, exactly, you can browse it in your net. You can able to see the beauty of the potassium deficiency symptom all along the margins of the leaf. It will start from the tip of the leaf, and also it will start expanding all along the leaf margins. See here, in case of maize, it will be tip is start drying, and then it will extend it towards the leaf margin, and extend it towards the base. See here, we can observe this leaf, the older leaves, it will start drying from the tip of the leaves. See, this is a tomato crop. See here, there is no spots on the leaf. If something, because tomato is a highly sensitive crop, a good number of diseases will going to be observed in the tomato crop. A very good number of, if you not take up a timely controlling measure of diseases in case of tomato, within a span of 3 to 4 years, the entire more than 60% of the foliage will going to be shed out from the plant system. It will start drying immediately. The tomato plant, it will not give any time for a farmer to take up the control measure. As soon as we find, especially the late blight and also the early blight, these are the two important diseases that will going to be observed in potato. Within us, if the deficiency, if any disease symptom with respect to late blight and early blight is observed today, if we not take up the controlling measure tomorrow or day after tomorrow, by the end of the third day or fourth day, the 80% of the foliage of the plant will start drying. That is the major problem. And many a farmer will be again confused that this might be a blight symptom. No, actually, because the blight symptom will also be remain similar, but that blight symptom will be having coalescence of the leaf spot. There will be first formation of the leaf spot, and immediately after the formation of the leaf spot, all the leaf spots will join together and give the burning symptom. But in case of potassium deficiency, there will not be a formation of any spots on the leaves. Only the tip of the leaves will start chlorosis, and then it will start necrosis. That is sudden death of the cells, and it will show drying symptom all along the leaf margin. This is the characteristic deficiency symptom of the potassium. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chaitra, AMB 008.
Yes, sir.
Madam, can you explain the role of potassium in crops?
It helps in the translocation of the sugars, and
Yes.
it acts as the quality nutrient element.
Mm.
It gives the resistance to the plants, and it involves in the starch synthesis. And main function, it helps in the osmotic pressure regulation in the cells. And it responsible for the osmotic pull and stromatal regulation and the turgor maintenance. Then it also helps in the translocation of photosynthesis like carbohydrates, proteins, and oils, other essential nutrients. It also imparts the resistance to the pests and diseases.
Why it is called as a quality nutrient element?
Because it increases the qualities of the fruits like color, sweetness, shapes. and other
Hmm.
factors too.
Okay, then it will going to give resistance to various pest and diseases.
Pest and diseases.
Okay, fine, good. Arjun, ready? AMB 0021. Arjun, ready? AMB 0021. Arjun, ready? Okay, you'll be marked as absent. Then Ashoka 0024. Okay, absent. Then Nagaraj Naik 0087. Okay, fine, absent. Deepthi AMB 0051.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
madam. Can you able to repeat the deficiency symptom of potassium in croplands?
Sir, it occurs in older leaf as it is a mobile nutrient.
Very good.
And chlorosis and necrosis appear at leaf margins.
First,
there
it
will
is appeared on the tip of the
first at tip, then at leaf margins. Poor quality of the produce. And it weakens the straw, leading to lodging. And also
leading
low
to
yield
lodging of the
stem.
and finally it leads to lower yield.
Low yield.
Fine. Then one more important point we need to remember is potassium is also called as luxury nutrient element. Luxury nutrient element. What is the meaning of luxury? As I already told in the beginning of the class while explaining the meaning of various terminologies. Anyone? What is the meaning of luxury nutrient element? You're going to get 1 marks bonus, surely.
So plant absorbs more and more potassium elements.
Okay. After observing,
it absorbs and accumulates the more potassium.
yes,
But it does not increase. But it does not increase the crop yield.
Very good, Bonnie. Keep it up. You can take your 1 marks bonus and kindly remember me at the time of finalizing your internal marks.
Thank
a
you,
luxury nutrient element is a one nutrient element which will going to be absorbed by the crop plant very happily. The crop plants will be very happily, it will going to absorb the nutrients beyond the recommended or beyond the required level, but it will never reaches the toxicity level. And whatever the excess nutrient that will going to be absorbed, that nutrient will going to be concentrated in the various or accumulated in the various parts of the plant. Either it may be a leaf, stem, or in fruit like that. But this extra absorption by the crop plant will never add to increasing the yield of the crop. That is called as luxury nutrient element. One among such beautiful luxury element in the crop plants will be potassium. And to say an example, this luxury uptake of potassium will going to be absorbed in many crops like potato, banana, coal crops, tea, and rubber. These are the crops which are tend to absorb a more amount of potassium very happily without having any toxicity and also without having any increase in the yield of the crop. Then this completes the functions of function and efficiency symptom of the major nutrient or macronutrient element. Then we're going to switch over to the secondary nutrient element. Which are all the secondary nutrient elements?
Calcium, magnesium, sulfur.
Very good, madam. Very good. Keep it up. Calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Today we're going to complete the role and also the deficiency symptom of calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Calcium, kindly remember, calcium. Can you able to tell importance of calcium? Whatever you know, kindly let me know. Whatever the thing you know about the calcium nutrient element.
Calcium increases root growth and development in the later stage of plant life, sir.
Very good, madam. You're good, ma'am. Divya.
Yeah.
Very good. You can take your own marks. Bonus. Then
Sir, calcium helps in cell wall formation, sir.
very good. Gopal,
And sir,
right?
yes, sir. And sir, it gives a seed to protection, sir.
Okay, then
And sir, it helps in translocation of sugar, sir.
very good. Then
And sir, it helps in boron uptake, sir.
okay, then
And sir, it helps
six.
in
Okay, good. You can
The middle lamella.
okay.
So maintain chromosomal structure.
Very good. This is very much important. Who is this?
So Divyashri is sir.
Who told? Divyesh. Okay, fine.
And sir, early
See.
root and growth, sir. Root development growth.
Sir, help
It's
in
not
metatic
early.
spindle formation.
Okay, fine. Very good. If at all, if any plant or any organ in the plant to retain its normal shape and structure, calcium is very much important. Any organ in the plant to retain its original shape and structure, calcium is very much important because calcium is considered as a structural nutrient element. Kindly remember, calcium is considered as a structural nutrient element. It helps in maintaining the proper structure of the cell. It helps in maintaining the proper structure of the cells and also the DNA and RNA that will going to give a proper structure and also the proper development of the organ in the crop plant. Second thing, it is very important nutrient element for the formation of cell wall. Suppose if sufficient calcium is not present in the soil or in plant, what will happen? The drooping of leaves or drooping characteristic will going to be observed in the plant system. ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಗಾಳಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ವಾಲ್ ಕಳೋದು, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ things will going to be take place. Why? Because when cell wall is not strong enough, the cell will be break down. There will be damage to the cell will going to be takes place. One cell wall is not correct, there will be rupturing of the cell wall takes place. Then there will be a damage to the cell constituents. Whatever the organs that are cell organelles which are present inside the cell, all those things will going to be damaged. That in turn it will going to be effect on crop growth and development, and also then the plant cannot able to retain the original structure and shape. That's why calcium is considered as a structural nutrient element. Apart from that, it is one of the important nutrient element to increases the growth and development of the root at later stage of the crop. In the early stage of the crop, the root growth and development will be taken care by the phosphorus, whereas at the later stage of the crop, the root growth and development will be taken care by the calcium nutrient. That's why it is called as a nutrient element which helps in increasing the root growth and development at the later stage. Apart from that, one more important characteristic feature you should remember is this is one of the nutrient element which helps in uptake of nitrate nitrogen. It helps in uptake of the nitrate nitrogen. In which form majority of the crops will going to be uptake the nitrogen?
Nitrate. NO3 minus, sir.
Sir.
Nitrates, NO3 minus. The crop which uptake the nitrogen in form of both nitrate and ammonium is
Rice.
Paddy, sir.
very good, very good, very good. Keep it up. Whereas since if the for the increases the nutrient use efficiency of the nitrogen use efficiency of the any crop, there should be a proper supply of calcium. Then only a more amount of nitrate will going to be uptake by the croplands. Apart from that, it helps in translocation of carbohydrate in the plant system, and also it helps in seed production. For seed formation also, this calcium is very much important. Then required for telophase for cell plate formation, it helps in mitosis and also help to maintain the chromosome structure, and also involved in cell membrane structure and permeability. When there is a deficiency of calcium, we cannot able to maintain a proper structure of cell membrane and permeability. Only these things can be achieved only with sufficient supply of calcium in the crop plants. Have you understood the importance of calcium?
Sir, what are cole crops?
What?
Sir, cole, COLE, cole crop. Luxurious element of potassium, you told me, sir.
See, all the root crops for that matter, they want more amount of potassium. They will search for excess uptake of potassium, no doubt. But as compared to cole crops, whatever the crops I have mentioned, they used to absorb more amount of potassium because their dry matter production and biomass production will be more. Say, we will going to get only one bunch of banana for a single plant that weighing about 30 to 40 kg. But if we measure the weight of stem leaves, that will be add more than 90 kg or 100 kg. The biomass production, the crops which will going to produce more amount of biomass will going to be uptake more amount of potassium. The two in longer duration crops. Banana is a 12 months duration crop. Sugarcane is a 12-month duration crops, and rubber it will be remain for around 25 to 30 years. Coffee it will be remain for 20 to 30 years. Longer duration and more biomass producing crops require more amount of potassium. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Gagan Then deficiency symptom of calcium in plants. See, again I will quote an example of tomato crop. See here, that is the reason. This is the reason why I put the tomato figure. That is fruit. See, in tomato crop is highly sensitive for the deficiency of calcium. And this deficiency of calcium in case of tomato leads to blossom end rot disease of tomato fruit. Blossom means fruit. Blossom end rot. Rot means it is the decaying of the tissue, End rot means, see here, the tip. The rotting of the tomato fruit will start from the tip. That is called as blossom end rot disease in case of tomato. And it is highly sensitive for calcium deficiency. You can observe anyone growing tomato crop in Rome. You can go and observe whether the tomato crop is showing any deficiency symptom and in tomato, this deficiency symptom can be easily identified because of two reasons. It is the rotting will take place from the tip of the fruit, one thing. Second thing, the plant will never be very strong. There will be a lodging of the tomato crop. There will be a lodging of the tomato crop. And the third important thing is you can observe the shape of the tomato. See here, in this figure also, the rotting will start from the tip of the fruit. And there will not be, the fruit cannot gain its original shape and structure. The fruit size will be reduced and the abnormal shape and abnormal structure will going to be observed in case of tomato fruit. This is the severity of the deficiency of the calcium in case of tomato. And also in case of cruciferous crops, the calcium deficiency will cause a lot of damage and will going to reduce the overall yield of the cruciferous crops. That is cabbage, cauliflower, in all those crops. See, if you want to discuss the deficiency symptom of calcium, the chlorosis of finger leaves. The chlorosis of finger leaves starting from seedling stage. Whether the calcium is mobile or immobile?
Immobile.
Tell me properly. Which are all the
Mobile.
nutrient elements? Calcium is immobile. Calcium is.
Sir.
Tell. Tell me.
Sir, if it would have been the mobile element, then why should the deficiency would appear in the younger leaves? Sir, if the mobile
Yeah.
element they go first into the
Very good. That's what I want to stress here. The deficiency symptom of calcium in leaves is not prominent. And also in case of old, even though it is said to be a mobile nutrient element, the symptom will going to be developed first on older leaves only. There is no other second thought at all. But whatever the symptom that develop in the older leaves, that will never show a characteristic symptom. Immediately, the symptom will be passed on to the younger leaves. This is the major problem in identifying the deficiency symptom of calcium. Identifying the deficiency symptom of calcium only with reference to the symptom in leaves, it is very difficult. But it can be identified thoroughly with respect to the organs, that is the fruiting part. There will be an immature structure, abnormal growth and development, and rotting will going to be takes place in case of fruit crops. And also in case of cauliflower, the center of the cauliflower will start decaying. Cabbage, the center of the cabbage will start decaying. The characteristic deficiency symptom of calcium, to identify it is very difficult with respect to the economic part, that is fruits, but it is very difficult in case of leaves. Certainly, there is no second thought that the deficiency symptom will be observed in the older leaf, that this symptom will be not remain for a longer period of time in the older leaves. Rather, it will going to be immediately switch over to the younger leaves. That's why. But for in younger leaves, the deficiency characteristic symptom will be remain for a longer period of time. But first, it will be observed in older leaves. Immediately, it will switch over to the younger leaves. Younger leaves of terminal bud will not expand.
ಸರ್
ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
ಸರ್ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಾರೆ ಸರ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಳಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ.
ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಪ್ಪ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
As I already told, it will show a deficiency symptom in older leaves for a shorter period of time, and then it will switch over to the younger leaves. Once it switch over to the younger leaves, then the development of the younger leaves will stop. Development of the younger leaves will stop. Then it will give rosette appearance. Then it will give rosette appearance. Here, rosette formation will going to be takes place. Rosette formation means there will not be expansion of leaf area. The leaf will become very little. Little leaf observation will going to be observed. Then leaf tip and margin become chlorotic and necrotic, lead to dieback and tip burn symptom. Here again you have to clarify your doubt here. Again, with respect to calcium deficiency, the tip of the leaves will start dying. Can anyone able to say whether the tip of dying of leaves will be observed in younger leaves or older leaves? Hello?
Younger leaves.
sir, in older leaves.
No. It will be observed on younger leaves only. Earlier only I told deficiency symptom will remain temporary in the older leaves. It will switch over to the younger leaves. The burning, the complete burning of leaves will start from the tip of the leaves in the younger leaves. See here, I am saying complete dying of leaves or complete burning of leaves. What happen in case of potassium? Complete burning of leaves will never take place. First, the tip portion of the leaves will dry, and the center of the leaves will be remain greenish only. Only the margin of the leaves start drying. But whereas in case of calcium, first again as like of potassium, the tip of the leaves will start burn, that is dying, necrotic, chlorosis, everything takes place. Then this dying symptom or decaying symptom will never be expanded on the leaf margin, but it will start dying from the tip to the base of the leaves completely. Leaf margin will die, the center of the leaves will die. That is called as dieback or tip burn symptom. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಡೈಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ? The leaves will start dying from tip to the base of the leaves completely. Not only the margin, even the center of the leaves will start dying. That is called as dieback symptom or tip burn symptom. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ? Hello?
Yes, sir. Got
Yes, sir.
Then because of this, there will be a severe defoliation will going to be takes place. Severe defoliation and lodging of plants become because of poor strength of the stem. Lodging will going to be takes place because since it is a structural nutrient element, proper structure of even the cells in the stem will not be developed properly. Hence, there will be breakdown of stem will going to be takes place at higher wind velocity. Then lodging and stunted root growth. Another important thing is stunted root growth will going to be occurred in case of calcium deficiency. Initially, there will be a good development of root growth and development takes place at the early stage, but after the vegetative stage, the growth and development of the root will going to be restricted. This is all about the deficiency symptom of calcium. See here, you can observe on leaves, the younger leaves will start showing the deficiency symptom. Rosette means the younger leaves will not expand. The younger leaves will become very, very, very little. ಎಲೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಎಲೆಗಳು. It looks like a little leaf, but at viral disease, little leaf, cytoplasmic disease, that will little leaf is observed, but the leaves will never expand. The older leaves will be bigger, whereas the younger leaves will become smaller. That is called as rosette appearance. Ganesha H0063. Can you explain the importance or role of calcium in crop plants?
Hello.
Can you explain the role of calcium in crop plants?
It is encourage the seed production, sir.
Seed formation, okay.
And it helps to early root development, sir, and growth of plants, sir.
Early
root development.
ಯಾವೂರಪ್ಪ ನೀನು?
Sir,
Chikmagalur, sir. Chikmagalur. Early root growth and development ಗೆ ಯಾವ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು?
Sir, promote, sir. Promote early root development, sir.
I told you Early root growth and development will be takes place only with phosphorus. The later stage of the root growth and development will go, whether it may be a promote or anything, it will only takes place only at later stage by calcium.
Sir.
Many a times I stress at this point. Next. Next ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. Hello. Hemant MJ 0075.
Sir.
Continue, man.
Sir, calcium, sir, it helps in maintaining the structure of leaves, sir.
Structure of cell or structure of plant, right?
Then formation of cell wall, it will help, sir.
Very good.
Then, sir, in the later stages, the overall development of root and plants, it will help, sir.
Very good.
Then in seed production, it will help, sir.
Very good.
Then in the formation of mitotic spindle fibers and chromosome structure, maintenance of chromosome structures, it will help, sir.
Very good.
Then permeability and cell membrane structure, it will maintain, sir.
Very good.
Then translocation of carbohydrates, it will enhance, sir.
Very good. Very good, Hemant. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
You can count your marks bonus.
Thank you, sir.
Anusha LS AMB 0020.
Yes, sir.
Madam, kindly explain the deficiency symptom of calcium in croplands.
So stunted root growth will occur, sir.
Okay.
Chlorosis of younger leaves starting from the seedling stage, sir.
Okay.
Margins and leaf tips become chlorotic and necrotic, sir. That leads
Only
to the
only margin and leaf tip or complete leaf?
So only leaf tips and margins, sir.
Whether I wrote like that?
So leaf tip and margins become chlorotic, sir.
Okay, I will correct it. The entire leaf tip margin along the center of the leaf, I will need to add one more word, and also the center of the leaf will completely, there will be drying. That's what I told. The difference, how the deficiency symptom can be identified between potassium and also the calcium. The tip and margin of the leaf will start drying in case of potassium, whereas in case of calcium, along with tip and along with the leaf margin, the center of the leaf will also start drying. Okay then.
Severe defoliation of leaves will occur, sir.
Okay.
Lodging of plants lodging of plants, sir, due to the poor strength of stem.
Okay.
Younger leaves of the terminal buds will not expand, sir. It resembles the rosette formation.
Very good. If anyone asks which is the characteristic deficiency symptom of calcium, you have to say dieback symptom.
Oh, okay, sir.
Dieback symptom. And the disease which is called the disease which occurred in tomato due to calcium deficiency is
Blossom end rot.
Blossom and rot disease.
Yes, blossom end rot disease in tomato is caused due to calcium deficiency. Okay, fine. Then we will move to magnesium. And within 5 to 10 minutes, I will complete both the magnesium and sulfur, so that we can wind up. From tomorrow, we can start with the micronutrient deficiency. Magnesium, anyone? Do you have any knowledge with respect to magnesium?
Sir,
It
magnesium.
maintains the ring structure of chlorophyll and also formation of ribosomes. Helps in
Very
nitrogen
good.
fixation. Helps in nitrogen fixation. So starch
Very good.
translocation, and it uh, it
Then
helps
it's
in
a
phosphorus translocation, uptake of phosphorus in plants.
Very good.
then magnesium is a cofactor to the enzymes like hexokinase, pyruvate decarboxylase, and alcoholic dehydrogenase, sir.
Very good. Very good. Done. Very good. Among say macro and secondary nutrient elements, they play a major role as compared to micronutrient elements. And magnesium, it is a very good another nutrient element which is essentially required by the crop plants because it plays a metabolic. It target the metabolic function. The core aspect of or the its presence is very much required. And another one point I need to clarify very well with respect to potassium and magnesium. With respect to potassium and magnesium, I told with respect to the potassium, it is a quality nutrient element because one thing is it helps in synthesis of starch, that is sugars. Starch is nothing but sugars, mainly the sucrose. And also it also not only it helps in synthesis, it also involved in the translocation of sugars in the plant system. With respect to potassium. With respect to magnesium, one more thing we need to be very clear is it will not involve in synthesis of starch or sucrose, but it involves in translocation of starch or sucrose in the plant system in a larger way as compared to potassium. This is the difference one should understand. Potassium is involved in synthesis of sucrose or starch, but involved in lower translocation inside the plant system. But magnesium is involved in lower synthesis of starch, but it involved in translocation in a larger way. Translocation of starch inside the plant system. For each and every organ, suppose if there is any distribution of sugar inside the plant system, they distribute to various plant organ, that will takes place only by the magnesium. That's why magnesium play an important role. Potassium can synthesize, but it will not effective in translocation as like of magnesium. Magnesium is very effective in the translocation of the sugar inside the plant system to all the parts of the plant. This is the major difference between potassium and magnesium. Apart from that, magnesium is a major constant of chlorophyll pigment production, and also that helps in photosynthesis. And also it helps in formation of carotenoids, and also it helps in fixation of nitrogen in the roots of the leguminous croplands. This is one more important thing. It helps in nitrogen fixation in nodules which are produced in the roots of the leguminous croplands. These are the few important. Apart from that, it acts as a activator of various enzymes. It involves in activity of various enzymes and also various metabolic functions in the croplands. But majorly, it promotes uptake and translocation of phosphorus and movement of sugars within the plant. This is what I told. Movement of sugar means translocation of sugar in croplands. Magnesium is essential for the formation of carotenoids, helps in nitrogen fixation in legume nodules, and helps in starch translocation. These are all the, and apart from that, whatever that is they involved in chlorophyll synthesis, they involved in photosynthesis. All these points we can able to add up in this magnesium role in the crop plants. If you see the deficiency symptom of magnesium in plants, can you guess where exactly the deficiency symptom will be observed with respect to the magnesium?
Leaf.
In which leaves?
Sir, in the middle portions of the leaves.
Yes.
Since it is whether it is a mobile or immobile?
So it's a mobile.
Immobile,
sir.
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 Immobile, sir.
But middle of the leaves you also do.
Since it is immobile nutrient element, the deficiency symptom will always observed on the younger leaves. And here, the type of the chlorosis that observed in the younger leaves is intervenal chlorosis. This is very much important. Intervenal chlorosis of younger leaves. I will show the figure initially so that you can understand. See here. All the younger leaves here in this figure you can observe the deficiency of magnesium and adequacy of magnesium. With leaf with adequate magnesium, there is no yellow color pigment. Yellow color pigment is called as xanthophyll. Whereas in magnesium deficiency, you can observe here. See here. In this figure, you can observe veins that are present in the leaves will be remain greenish in color. Whereas in between the veins, the chlorophyll pigments will going to be converted into xanthophyll pigments. This is called as intervenal chlorosis. Complete chlorosis means all the veins and also all the chlorophyll pigment will be converted into yellow color. Whereas intervenal chlorosis means only the chlorophyll pigment will be converted into yellow color pigment, whereas that are present between the veins. Whereas the veins in the leaves will be remain as a greenish only. That is called as intervenal chlorosis, and this intervenal chlorosis will be observed only on the younger leaves, since magnesium is a immobile in nature. One of the first signs of magnesium deficiency is the intervenal chlorosis of younger leaves. In some crops, the intervenal chlorosis with tint of red, orange, and purple color is also observed. All the times, in more than 90 to 95% case, we are going to observe intervenal chlorosis, that is chlorosis with yellow color. But in case of cotton and one deficiency disorder, the magnesium deficiency in cotton leads to a one disorder called as red leaf of cotton. The entire leaf will going to be converted into reddish color. There will not be any development of chlorophyll pigment. The entire leaf, the younger leaves, particularly younger leaves, will show a red color, and they will be remain for a very shorter period of time in the croplands. Immediately they will going to be defoliated from the cropland. That will going to be affecting the photosynthetic process, and then the yield of the cotton will going to be decreases. Kindly remember, the magnesium deficiency in cotton leads to a disease called red leaf of cotton. That is, the intervenal chlorosis, instead of looking yellow color, it will resemble a red color intervenal chlorosis in case of cotton, and that is called as red leaf of cotton. Then magnesium stabilizes the rhizome structure, and breakdown of this structure leads to premature aging of plants. This is most important. Premature aging of plants. Suppose if any crop, to say an example, if the crop is having the total duration of 90 days, the crop will going to be matured around by 65 to 70 days only instead of 90 days. This will happen only when there is a deficiency of magnesium in the crop plant. Hence, magnesium is one of the nutrient elements which is said to be decide the age of the crop plants, which will going to be decide the age of the crop plant. If there is any deficiency, then it will leads to premature aging of crop plants. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chinmayashri?
Sir.
Chinmayashri. Madam, can you explain the importance or role of magnesium?
Sir, it promotes translocation of sugars within the plants. Sir,
Very good.
sir, it helps in the nitrogen fixation in the leguminous plants, and it is essential for
Yes.
the formation of carotenoids, and it acts as a cofactor
Very
for
good.
many enzymes, and it
Very
is the
good.
constituent of chlorophyll pigment and helps in photosynthesis.
Very good. Very good. Keep it up, madam. You can add your own marks, bonus marks.
Thank you, sir.
Bhaskar Gowda, TN.
Sir,
Kindly explain the deficiency symptom of magnesium.
so mainly, intervenial chlorosis, sir, which means the veins, they remain green in color, but in between the chlorophyll pigment, so they will die, sir, which means green color is lost. And it is seen only in the younger leaves because the magnesium is immobile in nature.
Okay.
And in some crops like cotton, the red color may appear, sir. Only in some
Very
crops.
good. Okay.
Only 95% yellow color may appear. And premature aging of plant because
Very
the
good.
ribosome structure
Very
is
good.
destroyed.
Very good. Hello.
Sir?
Okay, fine. And the deficiency disorder of magnesium leads to disease in case of cotton is leaf reddening. Red leaf of cotton. Then we'll come to the role of sulfur. A typographical error. Sorry, I wrote as a magnesium. This is the sulfur. We'll start with sulfur. Can anyone able to say something about sulfur? Whatever you know.
The deficiency is seen in younger leaves, sir.
Fine. Then
Sir, it is a major source of two amino acid, that is cysteine and methionine, sir.
that is called as sulfur containing amino acids. Very
Yes,
good.
yes, sir.
So it is relatively.
Okay, fine.
Sir, helps many coenzymes activation, sir. It depends upon the activation of many enzymes, sir, NADP and that all, the formation of that, sir.
Okay, fine.
Sir, it's
Whatever
present in some amino acids like methionine and.
Okay, fine. I need one answer. And
So it is constituted of several vitamins like thiamine, biotin, and ferredoxin.
Okay, no problem. Then for which group of crops sulfur is very much essential?
Sir, legume crop, sir. Helps in nodule synthesis, sir.
Okay. I can admit your answer up to around 40%. As compared to leguminous crop, one more group of crops require a huge amount of sulfur.
And sir, oil crops, sir. It helps in oil synthesis, sir.
Very good.
Sir,
Who is this?
crucifer also, sir.
Gopal, sir.
Very good. Crucifer is also required sulfur, and acid crops also required sulfur. Both you can able to get 1 marks. Gopal and one more. Madam, your name?
Thank you, sir. Gautami.
Gautam. Good. Keep it up.
Thank you,
See,
sir.
for all the oilseed crop, kindly take it from me. For all the oilseed crops like groundnut, sesame, Niger, sunflower, and safflower, castor, linseed, there are totally nine oilseed crops. For all 9 oilseed crops, sulfur is essentially required. Suppose if any soil is said to be deficit with sulfur, we may get good yield, we may get good seed yield, but oil content in the seed may be decreased because of the deficiency of the sulfur. Suppose if you want to increase the oil content in the seed, we need to ensure sufficient
Sir, voice not audible. Sir.
Sir, voice ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ sir.
an oil, then the oil yield maybe decreases. Then the oil yield in the oilseed crop maybe decreases. That's why, and also for cruciferous family, the sulfur availability is more. As you people have rightly said, it is one of the important nutrient element for the synthesis of sulfur containing amino acids like cysteine, cysteine, and methionine. And these are also helps in synthesis of protein and formation of disulfide bonds between peptide chain, everything. For all the protein synthesis, amino acid chain, protein chain, for all this chain, the sulfur is very much essential. And it is also helps in the synthesis of coenzyme A, biotin, thiamine, vitamin B1, and glutathione, like that. And also, it is a very much important component of ferredoxin. Ferredoxin is very much important in cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation in photosynthesis process. And non-hemo iron sulfur protein in chloroplast, and it is also helps in synthesis of chlorophyll. Then characteristic, one more important thing is, if you smell the cruciferous crops like cabbage and also cauliflower, it will going to give a characteristic good smell. And also near the mustard crop, it will going to give a very good characteristic smell. All these things smell will going to be occur in the crop plants because of the sulfur. Hence, the characteristic smell and taste of plant in mustard, cabbage, cauliflower, and onion is due to the presence of polysulfides. The sulfur in the plant system will be present in the polysulfides. This will going to give a characteristic odor, acceptable odor to the croplands. Then another important thing is, it helps in activation of proteolytic enzymes like pepinase and synthesis of pepine. This is a very much important, very essential enzymes, and it also helps in increasing the root growth. It helps in stimulation of seed formation, and it also have a role on nodule formation on roots of leguminous plants. Invariably, it will going to increases the oil content in the oilseed crops, not only flax, soybean, groundnut. In all the oilseed crops, the sulfur set to increase in the oil content, and it also helps act as a part of nitrogenous enzyme, which play an important role in the mineralization of nitrogen. Then, if you see the deficiency symptom of sulfur in croplands, the complete chlorosis of younger leaves will going to be observed. See here, this is a tobacco crop. This is a tobacco crop, and tobacco will going to show not only a tobacco, any crop, even